Welcome along to Forever United TV, everybody. I'm here with Jay. We are doing it different tonight. We're bringing your comments in. We've got a big close-up of Jay for you all as well. Just to kickstart the show, before we get into Manchester United's masterclass of a 4-0 win, I want everyone in the chat to just wish Jay happy birthday for tomorrow. I'm not going to say his age, but we just want happy birthday wishes in the chat tomorrow. And on that note, Jay, welcome along to the show. Thanks for coming on. And what's a birthday present going into your birthday? That was from Manchester United. Our biggest win in 3 years in the Premier League, Jay. Thank you.
Yeah. Like, finally, Adam, we can come on here and we can be happy, exuberant, and talk about performances of key players, talk about the positivity of a manager, and just finally, it's like the dark clouds been lifted. We are all happy, clappy United fans again, and it's all come from the Renaissance under a Portuguese manager, which I'm already going to call. He's a special one 2.0.
It does feel like there is something. It feels like there is momentum, Jay. I mean, I'm sure everybody's seen the conversations I've had with fans outside of Old Trafford after that game. The initial reaction from most of the fan base was one of like, all right, you know what? We've got something. There is some life left in this team. A few people even coming out with the comments, Jay, saying I was wrong. I didn't believe that any more could be gotten. That's the wrong way of putting it, but you get what I mean. I couldn't believe that I didn't believe we would get any more out of these players that we've currently got. Look, no signings, nothing else. It's just exactly the same squad as the one that was failing miserably, Jay, at the start of the season. But it's feeling different, Jay. We're seeing performances from players. We're seeing players used that we didn't think were going to get a chance. I mean, I've not even counted it up yet, but I think the number of players that Ruben Amorim has already used within his squads this season or played on the pitch in just 3 games is got to be up there past, I don't know, but still, we're seeing everybody under him, and everyone seems to be taking to the message, Jay, is what I take from it. Everyone's got the memo. Everyone knows what's going on in their heads and what other people on the pitch are going to be doing. And dare I say this, whisper it, we seem to be fighting for each other right now on the pitch.
Look, on that point, 2 misfiring strikers that have got criticism and derision in the fan base have scored 4 goals between them in 2 games. I know fans will say Xerxes was a tap-in. First of all, he's got to be in his position, and he's got to execute. 4 goals, 2 strikers, 2 games, rotation. A month ago, we would not have even had that in our thought process. Ahmed looks like a different player entirely. I suppose fans that are watching Ahmed from his career knew the potential he had, but the potential was unrealized, and I almost felt that, unfortunately, he'd do it in another club. And all of a sudden, Ahmed, Renaissance. He's literally now become an assist, pariah. Like, if you look, his second assist today to Xerxes, he wins the ball on the line, down the line. He doesn't even think of shooting or having a silly shot. Head up, scans, simple pass, goal. And that is down to brand new coaches, brand new training staff, and simply Amorim has had, maybe now 2 or 3 decent sessions, and that's what he's done with his team. I'm actually blown away at him. It's rare for me to be blown away, but I'm blown away by the changes I've seen in 3 matches. Sincerely,
it is. You know what, on them comments that you just made there, Jay, and everything that's going on with United right now. Personally, I just look at this and I say, yeah, I'm accepting of this now being Manchester United going forward. We're going to play this system. I know we're going to play this system. I know we're going to progress using this system. And it's up for the players to get a grip with it, figure out a way that best suits them, and believe in the manager. Because the manager is believing in these players. I just want to play a clip of Ruben Amorim and what he said. First of all, it's in a bit of an order, this anyway, so I've got a few clips from his post-match press conference that I'm going to put up on the screen now for everyone of Ruben Amorim. First of all, on Ahmad, then he talks about Joshua Zirkzee, Marcus Rashford, and then his overall look on the actual game. So just bear with us. I'm just going to play this clip out for everyone.
Performance. He seems to be everything that you'll want in a player moving forward.
Yeah, he was really good. Again, he's in the great moment, but that moment started with Ruud. So I just take advantage of Ruud's work with Ahmad. he was really good defending and really good attacking. So he has to continue to play like that. He was really tired. So you have also to manage that to increase his physical ability. But it will be really hard even for Rasmus to fight with the two central backs of Everton. So we try to push them to a position that they are not so comfortable. And Josh did a great job. Scored 2 goals is always important for the confidence. Yeah, he can do so much. So he has to continue to improve. He has the ability to do it. He already proved that. But he can play so much better like the other guys. So was a good performance. Tomorrow he has to recover and starting thinking about Arsenal.
Jamie.
Hi, Ruben. You're 19 points now. You're sort of 4 or 5 points away from the top 4. Is at least challenging for a Champions League place. Is that a ridiculous thing to try and aim for? For the great Manchester United?
No, I understand that. It's hard for me if I said no. You will say that I cannot be a Manchester United player, but I want to be a player, no coach. I want to be honest with our fans. So let's focus on the performance, not the results. So we'll see in the end. In the end, I said this many times, I will be judged about the place that we finish. I know that, but let's focus just on the next game and look at the performance. Sometimes we play, we had like in Thursday was a 3-2, but I think we deserve more. Today was a 4-0. I think Everton deserve more also. So let's focus on the performance. Congratulations to the lads. Let's rest, recover, and think about Arsenal.
On that there, Jay, I think it's quite clear there. He's got his head screwed on. He's not getting too carried away with it. He's just being honest with the fans. And like he says there, he doesn't want to kid the fans. He understands there's still flaws in that game. So getting into that game, obviously we just touched on it offline before we came on. First 20 minutes, first half an hour, it was a bit ropey. It was a bit shaky, Jay. And I think everybody could see that. It was a tight game. A couple of half chances for either side. And you're thinking there at that point, next goal is going to be important. It's going to give the one team that gets it the confidence to go forward in the game. United got it, obviously, Jay, but still, it just feels like even when it wasn't going right in that first half hour, for me in particular, the players still kept to their shape. They still had the same energy. It was just a case of being patient, and patience is something that this team hasn't had before. But on that and your overall look and the start of the game, Jay, did you see it the same way? Do you believe in what the manager's saying there?
Yeah, well, first of all, okay, the first half hour, we can agree it was a contrast to the next 30 minutes. We can agree that. But these players now believe in the system they're playing. They actually starting to believe in each other. And they'd be, okay, first half an hour, all we got to do, keep it 0-0, keep it simple, and the goal will come. Previously, that team goes out. They don't believe in themselves. They don't play for each other. They don't defend together, and they go down 1-0 within the first half an hour. So there's been a sea change in attitude because this manager has the team believing in themselves and playing for each other. And irrespective of our first half hour, get to 0-0, and then the goal will come. So it goes down to belief. That's the difference, Adam, is belief in each other, that team.
Well, that's it there. You've got to look at what's happened. Like straight away, we're into 3 games into Amorim. We got the baptism of fire away to Ipswich. Players trying to find out. We could still see the system. Then against Bodo Glimt on Thursday night, we go up in front again. You're thinking, here we go again. Now let's see if we can learn from it. We didn't. We made mistakes. We were caught in transition. He was honest and open about Manchester United losing their way, but we stuck together as a team. So we've had the controversy, we've had the adversity, and we dealt with it, and we won the game still. Today was an even game. We stayed in shape. We didn't give too much away. It wasn't fantastic, but we got the goal. And then we went on to another level of completely controlling the game again, Jay. So in the first 3 games, we've gone in stages. We've gone from the just looking like we've got a bit of shape, but not knowing what to do with it. Then in that same shape, not being put off by going behind, having been in front and carried on playing it. And then solely believing in the shape and whoever's on the pitch, because I'm going to be honest, Jay, I didn't pick the lineup against Bodo Glimt. I didn't pick today's lineup. But one thing is for certain, in all of them games, the team played exactly the same way. The difference is the last 2 games, we actually created chances and took them. We could have done with taking more, but still, I think there has been a progression in the first 3 games alone, has there not?
But is that not what we as the fan base have been asking for the last couple of years? All we want to see is progressive, consistent performances week in, week out. And ultimately, as I've asked for, you asked me a month ago, what would I want to see from his team? I asked for a performance that lasts 90 minutes. And I firmly believe a 90-minute performance will come, probably against Liverpool when we do them. So progression is there, belief is there. And that's all. That's all. The only changes that are made in the changing ground, plus the fact that the manager is imparting his philosophy, his tactics, and the players are believing in him. That's the key difference. I gotta keep saying it. It's belief. We haven't had this belief in many, many years, Adam.
It's in my title, mate. I've put it in the title. Ruben Amorim has Manchester United fans believing. I can see it in the chat alone. I can see it there. That the one difference from Manchester United looking like a team and playing decent football, and that word again, believing in themselves, Jay, has been Erik Ten Hag. And I don't want to go back to the old days and everybody go, you still got this issue with Ten Hag. Look, I knew as soon as this manager and the wool that he was trying to pull over everybody's eyes left this football club, we would see a difference. We are 7 games without Erik Ten Hag. We have scored 19 goals and we are unbeaten in them 7 games. And everybody is upbeat, feeling good. We're seeing performances from players. We don't even think we're going to get a chance under Erik Ten Hag. And that I think there is clear. Like, congratulations to Rude. And do you know what? Again, on Ruben Amorim, Jay, for him to actually come out and say this was Rude that brought Ahmad through kind of shows you exactly what was happening under Ten Hag with Ruben Amorim. He could have said this was Erik Ten Hag in what he did with Ahmad last season when he was playing a few games and we started to see Ahmad. He's give the credit to Ruud van Nistelrooy for playing him. I've just carried on from Ruud here. I mean, the respect that he's got for what happened before, the understanding of a situation and everything that's going on as a package in a football club right now. And for him to walk in and just tell us to our faces every single time that what you're watching is what I'm watching. And I'm just going to convince you as a fan base that you are watching the right thing right now. And we are all walking down that same pathway. He's got everybody on board, including the fans and what looks like the players, Jay. An absolute breath of fresh air. And I'm just loving what he's saying as well as what I'm watching under his team right now, Jay. He's believable, isn't he? I think that's the thing.
Yeah, like I'm naturally a skeptic in real life, pretty much of everything that's presented to me. I'm skeptical. I want to do my own research. But this guy has even a skeptic like me believing, and I'm sure there's many of those players in that dressing room that they heard about before. In comes a new manager bounce, blah 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 blah. 6 months later, we're back to where we started. But now the players are buying into it, and the very fact that Amorim had the emotional intelligence to reference Ruud shows how smart he is as a manager, and it also shows the respect he has for the club and what's happening there. And that again is going to grace him to the fans even more.
Yeah, a super chat in there from Canada Dave says, glory going Man United, great building blocks. This match is the first game I've really enjoyed since COVID, probably. Yeah, I think that's a game. And what came out of that today was everybody enjoyed what they were watching. Everybody loved what they were watching there today. It was just an enjoyable game of football. It was on Thursday against Bodo Glimt. It was everything that we've been crying out for. It's a team backing a team. And I was saying to the lads next to me, I was just saying, look, that's the difference there that I've just seen there. It's like, I've seen a moment, Jay, when Colby Mainu ran forward into a press from his deep lying midfield position. He ran forward into a press. He did his job in the press. The ball went backwards again to another defender. And that was his job done. Bang. Turned around, legged it straight back into his position, back in. There just looks to be discipline within the side and an understanding that discipline is needed in this system. Otherwise, you're going to come off. Ruben Amorim in that press conference alone there, in the clips that we've seen, Jay, was talking about Ahmad being knackered. He has said that these players are going to be knackered. But with 15 minutes to go, Jay, we'd made 5 substitutes again. The second game in a row. Everybody is involved. Everybody is part of the project and everybody believes in it is what I see, because even the players that were coming on off the bench were working for him again. And today was another example of that, I thought.
Look, again, against Borough Glen, players were changed, 56 minutes, 5 changes again. So his changes are made early. And also his changes are done long before he needs to be reactive. I think his changes are almost proactive. Now, we've had managers where with constant question substitutions, why does player come on, blah, blah, blah. But we know this guy, he'll make wholesale changes proactively, and he will engage with his squad and his bench. And that alone motivates his bench, because finally, Adam, what we're asking for many, many years, we have a hungry bench that know if and when one of their teammates does not track back, does not fall back in line and do their job, Amram will have them off in a couple of seconds and I will go on his place. So we have a hungry bench finally.
Oh, 100%. 100%, Jay, on that one. Completely agree with that, because I'm actually excited for the players coming on. Whereas before substitutions and in-game management, you're thinking, oh, what's the point in that player coming on? 85 minutes, what's he going to do? 88 minutes, what is the actual point? It's just to get the bleeding stats up onto the board and saying they've actually appeared this many times. Right now, it feels like the in-game management and the chopping and changing of positions and substitutions means something. It feels like it's got something behind it now, Jade. It's like you're coming onto the pitch because of this reason. Whereas before, it had none of that. It was just hit and hope. That's how I seen substitutions before under Ruben, under Erik ten Hag, and not so much under Ruud. But this man actually looks like he's got a plan behind every single substitution. And honestly, I've never seen so many smiles on faces. It's like people understand what's going on. People know what he's doing. And that's a big difference as well. Because if we know what the players are doing and what they're supposed to be doing, we know what system we're supposed to be playing, we can actually relate to the players in what their effort is in putting into this system as well. And we can see what they are trying to do. We can pick out when it's not working or when they're not giving enough effort, but we have an understanding of what's going on. And I think that's different as well, because now we can fairly criticize knowing that everybody's getting a fair crack at a whip, Jay.
We hit in the head there that if and when a player is not working and doing their job, his predecessors would have just let them on another 10, 15 minutes and brought on a substitute 5 minutes to go. And we're sitting there, why do that? That's waste of time. Whereas now, the players know if they do not perform and do exactly what the manager's told them, they're off. That's it. So hunger has come back. And that alone changes the culture within the squad. And we've used that word many times in the show, culture. So there's been a culture shift as well in the playing squad in less than a month. I thought that was actually impossible to do. Come in and change the culture in the dressing room after 3 games?
Yeah, it's positive. It's very positive. There are players, like we said, culture-wise, that we thought were dead. One of them, obviously, is Marcus Rashford, Jake. And Rashford got his 2 goals today. I thought after he got his goals, he seemed to play with a lot more confidence. Obviously, goals give you confidence, but still. Give me your thoughts on Rashford's performance overall today, mate.
Okay, I knew you were going to ask me this question, so I have to say, look, I'm not a hypocrite. I probably never liked Marcus Rashford as a person, as a player. But if Marcus Rashford can score a goal every 2 games, I'm more for that. His first goal, look at reflection. Second goal, took it well. So yeah, I give Rashford all the credit in the world, but Rashford has got to do it day in, day out. And unlike the first game when he scored after 87 seconds and they did nothing for the next 60 minutes today, I think even he realized scoring in goal is not good enough. I also have to work for the team. And today was the first time in years I've seen Rashford actually put in a shift and work for the team. So if Rashford can do that between now and May, he may even win me over, Adam.
Ooh, well, that is a big statement. May, he's just keeping it in check a little bit there, just holding everyone's expectations up as well. In the chat, everybody, thank you. Make sure you give the video a like and make sure you have subscribed to Forever United TV. Also get your comments and your questions into us as well. And it's like stuff like this, like Stephen comes up. If Rashford gets going, he can give any team problems, but he's been crap for a season and a half now. And that's basically what it is. It's like, we need convincing. We need more. We need consistency. And the one thing that was taken out from today's game was that, you know what? Yes, great day, fantastic. It's looking really positive under Ruben Amorim, but show us more. Show us some consistency. Give us a little bit more when it comes to Manchester United and really challenging, because I'm not going to lie, Jay, like the table is looking very, very nice for Manchester United at the moment. We are moving up. We're back into the top half. We're in plus goal difference, which is amazing. Thank God we're actually there right now. Thank God we've actually got back into the black, as they say. But for you now, Jay, where is your line? What are you looking for next from this team? From what you've seen already, where do United go from here? What do you want to see? I mean, it could be in the changing of the team again. Do you bring in certain players back in? What do you want to see from this team now going forward? Because Ruben's feet are firmly under the table. We're in. We've played a few games. We know what we're up with. We know what we're up against. We know what he wants to do. What do you want to see now as a United fan?
I'll go back to what I said a month ago. I want to see a 90-minute performance, and I want to see it week in, week out. And if we can get that from the players between now and May, I firmly believe we'll be top 4. Very simple.
Top 4 is on then, Jay, is it? 4
points off, right? Okay, I know we've got a very tough game against Arsenal, and the Arsenal game will tell the tale. But I firmly believe if you're a United fan and you don't believe top 4 is a possibility, well, you know, you're watching the wrong sport. You got to believe.
Well, I think a lot of fans do actually believe that Manchester United, I think, and the reason I asked you the question, Jay, is because we know we've got Arsenal coming up next. If United get a positive result against Arsenal, and you're obviously optimistic like myself, still feel like Manchester United can make top 4. Do you feel like that is the point where people are like, oh, hang on a minute, if we do get points against Arsenal, if we do manage to get a good result against Arsenal, then I'll start believing? Do you think a big game like that is needed for a lot of this fan base? Really, we haven't played anyone decent yet. Let's be honest, Jay. Arsenal's going to be a tough old game. Our record there is shocking as it is. So really, when we look at this, I think a lot of fans are going, show me what happens against Arsenal more than anything. Can you understand that?
I get that, Adam. Like, I sat beside you for the Arsenal game last May, and I was shocked at what I was looking at. And it goes back to the word I keep using. I keep using the word performance. So if we can get a performance against Arsenal, I do believe a win is not out of the question. Now, right now, Adam said to me, Jay, we're going to get a point from Arsenal. I'd gladly take a point. You know, who wouldn't? Our record against Arsenal is pathetic. Let's be fair; it is shocking. But I think even the most skeptical fans, if we can perform against Arsenal, even get a point, and we have the performance, I think even the most skeptical fan then will start to believe and we'll be won over to the Amorim train.
Yep. Well done on 12 months. A member, the Honest Tiger, absolute legend. And he's put a chat in there and a question to us both, Jay. Now, I answered this question after the Bordeaux Glimt fixture, actually, myself. But this may have changed right now. Evening, Jay and Adam. Who are the 5 players you think start every game for United? Keep up the great work. Where are we going? What's happening? Who are them 5 players, Jay? It's a tough question to answer. It really is. I mean, it was clear for me after midweek, but it kind of has sort of flipped a little bit and changed after today's performance. Maybe, I don't know, but I'll let you go first, Jay, because I'm nice like that.
Well, listen, Honest Tiger, great question, actually. I'm sure everyone in the live chat can answer as well, because we might get a bit of a debate going. Onana picks himself clearly. Mazraoui, player of the season. Delit. And I think you got to go with Martinez, a fully fit Martinez. I would play him above Johnny Evans. I'd have to. That's 4 straight away. And so it's easy. And then it's Ahmed. So I see you said after the Bordeaux Glimt game for EV today, it is slightly in flux. But for me, they are the key 5 right now, Adam.
Yep. I get it. Everyone's is going to be different. It is a worrying one for you. It is on a super chat from Glenn, but so the change of hair color for J and Double A moves a little closer. Are we going to see a return of the blonde wig as well, Adam? I did say I would play along with this. I think it was it 20 goals for Marcus Rashford over a season? So we needed to score 16, didn't he, from that point? And I think he's now on 6 for the season now. So Rashford needs another 14 goals before me and Jay and Double A start wigging it out or dyeing hair or whatever you want to call it. But he's off to a good start, and we need to just, I think, sort of like manage our expectations a little bit. So I am overly excited because I'm seeing a plan. I know what's happening. I know what's coming. I can see what Ruben Amorim is doing. I believed in this squad, and I do feel like Manchester United can get top four still. I'm not convinced by anybody else at all. I've seen Spurs drop points again today in front of us. I've seen City drop off. Chelsea are inconsistent for me. Newcastle and Villa, Jay, they're in the bottom half of the table right now, and they were ahead of us last season. So this has had a complete flip, and we have got 2 games in a week now against teams that are ahead of us. If United come through this week and get 2 wins against Forest and Arsenal, obviously Arsenal first, then Forest at home on Saturday, I am banking top 4 right now. I'm in. I'm confident we're going to get it anyway, but I'm saying it's definitely going to happen if that comes about.
Obviously, be more confident about beating Forest than Arsenal, but to get 9 points out of 9, 3 games in a row. What a Christmas present to get.
That's it. Christmas present, birthday present, everything present, all in one, mate. Zed, welcome to the members club that was gifted by Honest Tiger. Again, absolute legend. Thank you, buddy. Good to have you in the chat. Let's get through some more comments quickly. Let's bring them up. Top 4 is on as much as it is for Spurs at Villa and the like all day long. And the like all day long. Sorry. Yes. If they're challenging for it, Manchester United have to be challenging for it, I think is what he's saying there. Spurs are in for top 4. We're a point behind them. I think it is realistic to say Manchester United, if they keep on playing and performing this way, even, do you know what, Jay? And the games coming up that are very difficult, even if we don't get the positive results against Arsenal, City, Liverpool, there's a few of our away games coming up, I still feel like it's on. I do, because all them games are out the way then by the 4th of January. And past that, I'm taking anyone on. We'll beat anyone at Old Trafford, and I don't think anyone away from home should be undoable or out of our reach. I feel like right now under Amorim, by the time he's got to that mark and a few more games under his belt, the only games I'm confident that we can't win away from home would be Arsenal, City, and Liverpool. I think we can take anyone else down, and I still feel like that will be enough to make top 4.
Just think, Adam, come January the 4th, we're 2 or 3 points up top 4. Then it's on. I know it's very easy for us to sit here now, buoyed by a 4-0 win against Everton at home. But January the 4th, we're 2-3 points off top 4. It's game on. And Spurs will do what they always do, capitulate and do with Spurs. Villa and Newcastle, they've had their chance, pardon me. They're going to slide. So who's left? It's on. It is on. And a month ago, we were thinking, shit, we're going to finish 10th place.
Yeah, that's a massive turnaround, isn't it? It is big. Some bad news that came out today was the yellow cards for Leacher and Cobby, both suspend them for the Arsenal game. I forgot about Cobby's yellow card counts and Leacher's, both avoidable yellow cards, by the way, but we've got them. Replacements for them, Jay. Who are you bringing in? I don't think I'm worried about Cobby's position. I think the obvious is there, but I'll get your thoughts on that. But who would you bring in out of the fit defenders now? And how would you line up at the back 3 for the Arsenal game, knowing that Leacher is out of that game?
Again, call it the Irish bias. I bring Johnny Evans at left back.
You bring him in as the left centre back.
Sorry. Yeah, I do. And just disagree with me if you want. I'll bring him in because I know he's got cool head on his shoulders. He's excellent passing range, and he communicates excellently with his defenders. So for his experience,
are you not scared of the pace of Arsenal's front line? You could have De Ligt and Evans in there, which is a bit of a concern.
Okay, but you know, I'm actually not, because I think with their experience alone, we'll get them through. Now, call me wrong. Listen, live chat, come at me. Listen, argue with me by all means. But for his experience, his passing range, and how he can communicate with his back 3, for that reason alone, I'm going to bring him in. I take your point in the pace out.
Yeah, I've honestly, my pick would have been Shaw at left centre back for Leitcher. I just think naturally on that side, defensive minded. I think Dallow's going to need as much help as possible dealing with Saka. I would prefer probably Luke Shaw dealing with him on that side. No disrespect to Johnny at all. Like, honestly, if he plays, I've not got an issue with it. I haven't. I believe in him. I trust him. I just feel like this game is going to come down to that extra bit of something, and I'm not sure. Like I said, it's a tough one. And do you know what? To show where Manchester United are at right now, for us to be debating over a defender to handle a certain player at Arsenal, rather than talking about how many goals we're going to lose by, we don't have a chance. I'm buzzing about it because I feel like we're having proper football conversation right now, weirdly. And it does excite me a little bit. It's like debating over a player, whether or not he comes in. It feels like we have got momentum now. It feels like we're going in the right direction, but that's the defensive situation done, Jay. In terms of Kobbie Mainoo, is it as simple as bringing Agate in? Who would your midfield two be for the Arsenal game? Would you go a bit more defensive, or would you keep with the Bruno combination in there like we had against Bodo Glimt on Thursday? Because Bruno played off the 10 today, off the 9 as a 10, with Kobbie and Casemiro in the midfield. What's your midfield two? Leave the 10s out of it for now. Who's your midfield two, mate?
Okay, so we would need legs in midfield. If we play Casemiro and Xerxes, sorry, I was saying Xerxes, plays Casemiro and Agate in the two. Obviously, we've got Agate, who has the legs to cover for Casemiro, and then we're left in with Bruno playing further forward. So it's left to condition. Do you want Bruno to play in the two and be disciplined, or do you play him further up and risk his indiscipline? I think the deeper Bruno plays, the more discipline you get from him. I just think in a game like Arsenal, we need our midfield disciplined. So if he's going to start Bruno, I'd rather Bruno starts deeper, personally.
I get that. I get it. I do. I've got another one for you, mate. Are you ready for this one?
Yeah.
This is going to, because honestly, I've got my 10s, but I'm going to go to the 9. Which out of the Brace Kings, Xerxes, Højlund, or Rashford, plays as the number 9? I mean, honestly, I personally don't think Rashford will play 9. I think Ruben Amorim has KO'd that idea completely. But you've got 3 players there now that have all scored a brace in the last performance that they've started the game. Who plays up front, Jay? I cannot believe I'm even asking this question now, because we've got players that are actually scoring goals. And again, it's monumental that we're actually talking about this after 3 effing games on the Ruben Amorim. But who plays up front, Jay?
That's the question you thought you never asked, and the phrase you never used. The Brace King, 6 goals from 3. But 3, we call it strikes. 3 strikers. Competition like you never have, Adam. So who do you play? I'm going to stick my neck out, and I'm going to say Højlund. He looks just to be the physically stronger of the 3 and the hungrier of the 3. And I think his vision sense in the box, I think, is superior to the other 2. So for that reason alone, I go with Højlund.
I'm with you. I would go with Højlund too. I think he is the right choice. I think he just, that pace. I think if we need to break and break quick, we've got that man over the top. And Arsenal do play high line. We've seen against West Ham yesterday. They do switch off. And I just want someone, I'm not saying Xerxes is sharp, but he played as a false 9 a little bit today. And he wasn't over the top threat. I personally don't think he's going to start with, I don't know if he's going to start with Rashford now in the 10. I don't know which way he's going with the team, which is good. And I cannot pick it. But I think the number 9 position we can sort of nail down. I think he's rested Rasmus today, ready for a absolute gut-busting game against Arsenal on Wednesday. I think he's going to be running his socks off. I think he'll play 70, 75 minutes at full pelt and then be subbed off. And then someone else will come on again. It has to be Rasmus Højlund for me. I think he's the one that's got the speed and the energy more than the other 2. And I think he's going to play the high energy behind him as well, which is, I believe Mason Mount will also come into that team. Do you agree with that, Jay? Obviously, we've not spoke after the Bodo Glimt game. I thought Mason Mount was outstanding in that game. I think he comes back in as well. Am I wrong in saying that?
Yeah, he was. And I think in Amorim's one of his first press conferences, he referenced that quote unquote he liked the kid in reference to Mason Mount. So Mason Mount clearly has impressed the hell out of Amarin at training ground with his technical ability and obviously his attitude as well. The very fact that he knows Mount will do exactly what he asks of him. He'll form in his system. Mount could be a starter in 10, especially if Bruno plays in the pivot. I wouldn't have a problem with that personally.
No. I think that adds a little bit to our game as well. Personally, if I'm picking a team, I'm going... right, I'm going to go... The back three is what I picked. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to say it's Luke Shaw, it's Mazraoui, and it's De Ligt. Yoro is fit apparently as well, everybody. He just wasn't even in the squad today, which is crazy. Like, you just leave a player out of the squad now. We've got that many players available to us. I've never seen anything like it. I'm blown away. But I'm going to go with that back three. Obviously, Anana's in goal. My wing backs will be obviously an interesting one because he's not tended to start players 2 games in a row. And he did say in his press conference that we just listened to there, Jay, that Ahmad was very, very tired. So I don't know. I don't know if he's got enough rest. I'm hoping so, because they would play Ahmad as well. I think it will have to be Dalot on the left-hand side. Defensively to handle Saka, which he has done before with form. And I think Luke Shaw backing him up gives him that extra protection as well. I'm having Agate in the middle. And I might go Agate. Oh, God's sake, I don't know. Agate and Bruno, maybe. And then there is a chance you could play Xerxes, Mount, and Højlund. I don't think he will, obviously. But with Mainu out, with Leacher out, yeah, I'm stuck, really. Bruno's going to play in some role. I do believe, like you said, I think he's going to go into a more settled back position. I don't think he's going to be in the front three. I think it'll be Højlund, Mount, and one other. I don't know if Garner comes back into the side. Who would be your 10s, Jay?
I love the fact that this is even a question, because normally it's Bruno's a 10 and that's not even for discussion. The very fact that it's even up for debate shows progression after 3 games. Who plays my 10s? Would you play Mount and Xerxes 10 and Højlund up front? Is that could be your left field? Is that could be your left field?
I feel Xerxes was playing a 10 role and interchanging with Rashford a bit today, personally, Jay. I don't know if you've seen that.
Well, we've said many times that Xerxes looks better as a quasi 10/false 9. Apologies. Go away. Go away, my life. Whoever you are, go away.
We're talking football now. Sod off.
Exactly. So back to the point. Xerxes is not a striker. I don't believe he's a striker. So false 9/10 in the system, I think, is the only medium which he can play.
I think we pretty much picked our team there, Jay, haven't we? Who's your man of the match today, Jay? After everything,
Ahmed
out. It was a bit of a landslide outside the stadium as well, to be honest. Everyone was saying the same thing. It's Ahmad. It has to be Ahmad. Definitely head and shoulders above everybody else. But hey, we give everyone a chance. We let them pick, and he just stood out. He really did. I think even Graham gave him a 9 out of 10. Outstanding, he said.
Now, for Graham to give a player a 9 out of 10, that is saying something. Guys, if you think I'm skeptical, Graham is the uber skeptical of the fans that I've come across. So a 9 from Graham is a lofty score.
Yeah, that's the one. That's what we're going with. And I think everybody was on the same page. And that goes back to what I said earlier on as well. That's like everybody sees exactly what we're seeing. Ruben Amorim explains it the same way. Every fan outside the ground sees it the same way. There's no mix and match. There's no different opinions. Everybody understands what's happening. And we're picking out a couple of players here and there for changing things up against Arsenal. It just feels like we are pretty much there as a team. It really does. And that's the good thing. That is the best thing about it. But that is the end of the show, everybody. Thank you so much. Jay, absolute pleasure. Where can the people find you on social media, mate?
They can find me under the moniker JD Mourinho on X.
Good stuff. Good
So they can.
stuff. Go check Jay out as well. He will be back. Are you back on Wednesday, Jay, after the Arsenal game? Are you up
Yeah,
that late?
of course.
We are on a
For
late
you,
one on
Adam, what's your
Wednesday,
place?
everyone. I will bid you all farewell as well. Enjoy the evening. Enjoy watching Match of the Day 2 for a change. And we will be back tomorrow morning, bright and early, 8 o'clock as always, everybody. Make sure that you do enjoy your football tonight. You can watch the City game back as well if you want. But for us, that is it. Like, share, and subscribe to Forever United TV, everyone. And we'll see you all tomorrow. Have a good one.